Hey, welcome to today's episode of Inside the Journey. It's great to have your company, and it's great to have your company, Scott. Welcome.
Thank you. It's great to be here.
Before we just get into some things that we're going to just talk about, tell us a little bit about Scott.
Yeah. Oh, well, what would you like to know?
You're a muso.
I am a muso.
Great muso, actually.
Broke muso.
What do you play?
The guitar is the main thing.
Nice.
And I sing.
It's great.
Yeah.
I'll leave some links actually for to some of your music in the description in this video, and so people can go and check it out and have a listen. It's amazing.
That'd be choice.
Amazing stuff. You actually won a Battle of the Bands kind of unearthed kind of competition a while back. Where did you go? Where did you record for that?
I was in Sydney somewhere. What was it called? Megaphon.
Megaphon.
Yes. And it's a pretty big studio. Well-known artists would record there, including Silverchair. I can't remember a lot of the other names on this list of who was to record there.
Whose drums did you end up playing?
We used the drums from Frank Zappa. Frank Zappa's drummer had his drums there for some reason, and the recording guy, his name was Guy actually. Yeah. The recording guy decided, no, we're not using our drummer's drums. We're going to use these drums, and they happened to be Frank Zappa's drummer's drums.
That's pretty cool.
It's pretty cool.
That's why the drums sound so good on those songs.
Yeah.
Incredible. And everything else. Amazing stuff. So what's happening with music at the moment? Have you sort of just taken a little bit of a rest?
Yeah, I'm sort of taking a rest and learning new stuff, I guess.
Great.
So when I make my comeback, it'll include some different types of sounds.
Great.
Yeah.
Awesome. No, it's really good. It's good stuff. What was life like for you growing up?
No, sorry.
It's okay.
What was life like for me growing up?
You grew up a little bit of land?
Yeah, I grew up on a couple of different farms.
Yeah.
First one on in Lawn. And I don't know, it was sort of on the lonely side because your friends wouldn't be just next door, they'd be like half a couple of paddocks away or something. And then we moved to Kendall on a farm. That was good, but same story, like by yourself most of the time, because I didn't have brothers and sisters, and I also didn't have neighbours that were anywhere near me. So,
And schooling, what was that like for you? That was okay? You enjoy school?
I enjoyed school.
Yeah.
But at the time, I probably didn't realise I enjoyed school. I'd be very negative.
Yeah.
Like, so originally in school, it started around year 6. I'd be the class clown, and I'd always be top of the class or near top of the class up until then. And then class clown got a bit too important for me, and my grades started going down. In high school, I was always in the top classes. Yeah. They had faith in me, but I wasn't getting good marks.
Okay. And so one of the things that you're obviously wanting just to share as well is some, some choices, I guess, around some substance abuse, etc. Tell us a little bit about when that sort of started.
Well, year 7, in year 7, I started experimenting with alcohol, which isn't a good idea, I guess, when you're that age. And then, and just like I'd sort of not grunge drink, binge drink, drink to excess, and that doesn't make you look good. You don't think of that at that age, but you put yourself in other people's shoes when you get older and think, well, he must think I'm a whatever. And then year 8, I started smoking Mary, and
so that's marijuana for people that aren't sure about that, but
and not too good. I found out later in life that, you know, if you smoke marijuana before you leave school, you're really affecting parts of your brain that for learning. And
So I mean, year 7 to start drinking, and then year 8 to start smoking marijuana. Like what sort of what brought you to that point? Was that to do with like just your social group, the parties you were going to? I mean, that's
parties and stuff is probably why I turned to alcohol so early. But with marijuana, I always had. Oh, sorry.
That's okay.
I've always had an obsession with drugs and what different drugs do, and an unhealthy obsession in that I'd be thinking, how can I get my hands on this, or when can I try this? I don't know where that came from, but yeah.
And so that sort of lifestyle, or those the use of those things sort of continued on for some time?
Oh, no, what we've mentioned, that went on throughout school and past school. But I didn't try anything else until I'd left school.
Okay. And so what then did you then try?
Well, so the first drug was probably speed, and I went to live in these units, and I think there were 7 of them. And within those 7 units, 5 of them were shooting up speed.
Right.
And it didn't take me long, because Mr. Curiosity here, I was shooting up speed too. Not much to say about. You know, it got us talking amongst neighbours. But not much good to say about that.
And so were you, was that an ongoing substance that you were using, speed, as well as drinking and marijuana?
It was. And I feel I took the right attitude when I don't know where my dealer ended up. Like, I lost contact with my dealer, and I said to myself, well, I can either go through hassles looking for her, or I can not worry about it and that be it. And I thought that can be it.
Sure.
Until something comes up. And so then I had this great idea that I'd sell ecstasy. And I was selling ecstasy for a while, but I'd take one every night. So not only was I not, I wasn't making money, I was having too much ecstasy. And yeah, and then okay, and then I just realised I haven't given time frames. When I was about maybe 10 years ago, I was staying at the Macquarie, and this couple said, "Oh, come home with us and bring your guitar, whatever." So I did, and the girl says, "Do you want some of this?" And it was an ice pipe and ice, and I said, "Oh yeah," and she said, well, and I said, "I haven't had that before." And she said, "Oh, well, you're not having any of this. I'm not going to be the first person to whatever." Which was sensible, but I insisted. And yeah, that was my first dealing with it. And I played guitar most of the night, and with a smile on my face.
Okay, so when you first had, you first time you had ice, you smoked it.
Yeah.
And was it for you? Was that obviously a positive experience? You said you were smiling all night.
Yeah.
So after that party, the next day and the next few days, did you feel like you were addicted to meth? What was going through your mind at this point? Like, did you feel like you needed to get some soon? What was happening?
I didn't feel addicted, but I was definitely psychologically inclined to get to get more when I could.
Okay.
Because someone might think, "I'll just try it," but then they don't realise the little voice in their head will annoy them until they do it again. And yeah.
And so how long was it then until, you don't need to talk about how you accessed it and got it, but how long was it from the first time you used it to then the second time that you used it? Was it a week or two? Was it a few days?
Probably a month or two.
Okay. And what was that month or two like?
Were
you intentional about finding it? Were you intentional about getting it?
No.
Okay.
I didn't put too much energy into getting it, but I was keeping my eyes and ears open.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
And the next time I got some off a different girl.
Yeah.
And I didn't know how you could take it. I didn't know if you couldn't inject it.
Yeah.
I'd make silly decisions sometimes.
Yeah.
I didn't know you could inject it, and I did. I injected it.
Okay. Okay. And so how did that change things for you?
I thought, yeah, from now on,
okay,
I'll be injecting this, thanks. And then, when I had it in the pipe, I thought, this will do me. Yeah. This is a drug that's fine through the pipe.
Yeah.
But then once you take that needle, and it's probably with anything, once you try the needle, you're not going back.
Okay. Yeah. And so that was the second. So the second time you took it, you injected it. Did you feel like the drug was then just starting to sort of draw you into the, to becoming addicted to it? What was the process then? Like, what was the third, fourth time like? What was it started to become a regular occurrence?
Yeah. By the time I had the needle, it was serious. I'd do whatever to get it.
Okay. So that second time, second time you used, what was the space between the third time? Was it a few days later? Was it a week later?
I don't have the best memory, probably because of the bloody eyes. I think it's turning into weeks
Okay.
now in between
Okay.
rather than months
Okay.
or days. Or,
Yep.
Yeah.
And that continues. So how long ago was it since the very first time you used it? How many years ago would that have been?
Decade of
10 years?
destruction.
And so then, so did your usage intensify like over the past few years? Has it been a number of times per week that you've used the drop? Would you say?
Yeah, maybe for rareness. No, I don't know. Maybe for when I say I make stupid decisions and put crap on me like that. I have been fairly sensible in keeping it to a low amount and keeping it not too often.
Sure. And the effect that it has on your body now compared to when you first used it for the first couple of years, now is it the same effect? Does it feel the same, or are you just sort of maintaining? Like if you don't use it now, what happens?
No. After a few days, that's torture.
A few days. And what
For me,
what happens? What happens in your body there?
I can't. Sometimes I get away with sleeping it off to a large extent.
Yep.
But most of the time, I get on my bed, I got to get off it just as quickly,
Okay.
and back and forth.
Okay.
And
So you just can't get comfortable.
no,
Can't sleep.
I'm like that now. Thanks. Yeah.
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. But when you were first using it, was a different thing happening in that it was. It sounds like it could have been more enjoyable. There was it sort of felt better, or
Yeah.
you might say. Yeah. Yeah. And so, obviously now, you're sort of in that journey of starting, some rehabilitation and some drug and alcohol support.
Yeah.
What advice would you have to, just someone that's maybe considering going down that route, or they may even, be addicted? How could you encourage them just to start to make some changes in their world?
Just to remember the bright side of life, and you don't need it. It's not worth it.
Yeah.
I'm the toothless terror telling you it's not worth it.
And so just on that, so you've seen some physical changes as well. I mean, obviously there's the mental and emotional changes, but you've seen some physical changes happening in your body.
Yeah.
And so your teeth
Yep.
been affected. Yeah, man. And as someone of faith, I've seen people actually, with God's help, start to move forward as well in different areas of addiction, which is amazing. And we've spoken about that at different times. But I just want to say thank you for your courage. Thanks for your willingness just to share your journey.
Thanks for your tolerance.
There will be people on here watching this that will be, it is a bit confronting talking about this subject, and I know you were wanting and willing to talk about this to help others in some sort of way. So just want to say thank you for that.
No problem.
And in this description, I'll be putting some links to some support areas of support groups and organisations. But Scott, thank you for your time.
Thank you.
It is warm sitting in this sun. But I just want to say thank you for your time, and there's myself and others that really are wishing and praying the best for you moving forward. And so thank you very much.
Thank you.
See you later. And
See you
guys,
later.
thank you for tuning in.